Good morning, Kentucky. Former Wildcats Keenan Burton and Wesley Woodyard were back in town yesterday speaking at the Dennis Johnson football camp. Now, Burton and Woodyard both played with Jeremy Jarman at Kentucky. Jarman was suspended for the upcoming season after testing positive for a banned substance. Both have strong feelings when it comes to the former Wildcat.
The day of, I texted him, and then he called me and asked me for some advice about agents and things like that. But he's in great spirits. He understands the situation. It's a messed up situation. The NCAA made a decision. He lives with it this day, but I think that he'll be fine.
Happened to the wrong kid. You know, sometimes we make mistakes, but you know, Jeremy the type of guy that when he does something, he's gonna make sure that he never forgets and gonna make sure he pays for it mentally. So you know, I think it's gonna happen for the best for him. You know, I know a lot of coaches are asking about him, and you know, I'm just excited to get it for him to get another chance to play in the NFL.
With Jess Jackson announcing Rachel Alexandra would not run in the Breeders' Cup because it'll be at Santa Anita, a poly track, the debate is back on whether the move by some racetracks to a synthetic surface is indeed good for horse racing. Dan Reefer takes a closer look.
I'm very pleased to receive this award.
Prominent thoroughbred owner Jess Jackson recently announced Rachel Alexandra will not run in the Breeders' Cup at Santa Anita in November. Jackson does not care for the track's synthetic surface.
Mr. Jackson is a great owner and certainly well within his rights to have his own opinion about it. I think he was extremely disappointed in the performance of Curlin last year.
Curlin came in fourth on Santa Anita's Pro Ride synthetic surface in the 2008 Breeders' Cup Classic.
Those things happen in racing. I'm very sorry, but they do happen.
Jackson says he's not going to run Rachel Alexandra on what he calls plastic.
I think good horses run on anything.
Rogers Beasley is Keeneland's director of racing. Beasley says a higher priority in racing takes precedence.
We think that we owe it to the horses and the people who ride them and the owners to provide a safer surface.
Keeneland has had just 2 catastrophic injuries over its last 3 race meets.
Before we used to average probably 3 or 4 a meet. Sometimes in a bad year we'd have 5 or 6. So that was our number one goal, safety of the horse.
Keeneland is happy with its decision to go with the artificial surface. As for Jess Jackson and his decision not to run Rachel Alexandra in the Breeders' Cup on Santa Anita's synthetic surface, Rachel Alexandra had no trouble winning on this exact Keeneland poly track before.
Rachel Alexandra!
I mean, any horse will run on it, but it's just you cannot gamble a race on it. You know, it's too hard.
Which brings us back to Curlin.
What an upset here at Santa Anita.
The favorite to take the Breeders' Cup Classic last year had never finished out of the money until, according to synthetic surface opponents, he was undone by an unpredictable plastic track.
This is a horse that had never set foot on synthetics before.
Why the horse racing is hurting right now? It's because of stuff like that, you know, because a gambler cannot gamble on a poly track.
There's some validity to that. I understand that. On the other hand, our field size has increased dramatically since we put this in.
Be that as it may, synthetic surfaces still face stiff opposition from a good number of owners, trainers, jockeys, and bettors.
Are we learning, and do we want to make it better? Absolutely. But we're very proud of what we did.
Dan Reefer, ABC 36 Sports.
Check out the Little Colonel, our own Greg Stoudemire, silky smooth on Kentucky's back roads. Get down with your bad self. The Little Colonel has the moves that drive the ladies wild. That's why he is our Jack Cade Ford Play of the Day. Sorry, Greg. That's it for sports. Have a great day.